Coming up tonight on Primetime Local News, the concerned citizens of Lloyd held their weekly meeting today. Plus, Lloydminster's U15 AAA hockey team is headed to provincials this weekend. And our weekly edition of Pet Project.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
The Concerned Citizens for Seniors Care Society had a special guest at their meeting today who helped push for additional levels of care at Jubilee Home over 40 years ago. Leona Beamish, a former nurse at the Lloydminster Hospital, told the story of how she wrote a letter advocating for Stage 2 and Stage 3 care at Jubilee Home after learning about the issues with long-term care in Lloydminster at a nurses' convention.
The speaker said, "This is what you need in Lloydminster, and this is what you need to do. You need to write some letters and get people to write some letters." And so I did. And I got a group of the North Lashburn homemakers because they were the only group I could find. And I wrote a letter to the MLA, to the Minister of Health, and to the Premier of Saskatchewan.
Beamish's letter was read by the Premier of Saskatchewan, and Stage 2 and 3 long-term care was added to Jubilee Home. Beamish says the importance of signatures and letters should not be underestimated.
Well, I think it's the more individual letters, signatures, I've read that it means something, that one lone letter is sort of representative of several hundred other people who haven't got around to bothering it.
At a time where the concerned citizens are putting pressure on the government to bring more long-term care beds to Lloydminster, Beamish's story shows the importance of pushing for positive change in the healthcare system. Now joined here with our Lane Hofford. And Lane, the weather's looking up this week, better than last week.
Yeah, it's a pretty warm day, and it's only going to be getting warmer as we go through the week and into next week. You know, we're still below zero, but it is looking like today will be the last day, and then it's going to just slowly keep climbing up as we continue. Right now in Lloydminster, pretty nice day, -3 with that wind blowing, making it feel closer to -9. So a little bit, you know, we're getting close to those minus double digits, but that's just with the wind. And today is the last day of that. Like I said, we're looking to be above zero tomorrow and for the foreseeable future. So it's definitely a welcome change, and it's looking like spring is maybe officially coming. Fingers crossed. And you can see around the area, it's about the same everywhere. Cold Lake and Bonnyville -2, as well as Vermilion, Edmonton +3, Lac La Biche, St. Paul, Vegreville, and Wainwright -1, and Provost -3. Now over in Saskatchewan, a little bit cooler overall, but still in that same range. In Isle La Crosse, it's -7. Pierceland -3, Green Lake, Meadow Lake, and St. Walburg -4, Maidstone and Macklin -3, and North Battleford at -1. Tonight, North Battleford, it's going to just cool down to -7, mostly cloudy, only a 25% chance of any precipitation, and that wind will be blowing at a lighter 15 kilometers an hour compared to what we have right now. And tomorrow in North Battleford, it's going to get up to +3, mostly sunny, so they're also going to be experiencing a nice day above zero, just like in Lloydminster. That wind is only going to be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour and only an 11% chance of precipitation as well. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow in North Battleford. A little bit of a cooler night in Cold Lake tonight. It's going to be -11 and partly cloudy, but that wind won't be terribly strong. It'll just be blowing at 11 kilometers an hour and still only a 25% chance of any precipitation tonight in Cold Lake. Now tomorrow it's going to be a beautiful day in Cold Lake, not a very cold day, +4 and mostly sunny. That wind is going to be a little bit stronger than it is in North Battleford, just a measly 2 kilometers stronger. It's going to be blowing at 13 kilometers an hour, and that precipitation is going to be at around the same at 10 kilometers an hour. Now tonight in Lloydminster, it's going to get down to only -5, so just dropping a couple of degrees, and the wind is actually going to die down, so it might feel warmer tonight than it feels like right now. Right now it is feeling like -9, and this is going to be -5 with less wind. It'll be a cloudier night, but it will be about the same, maybe a little bit warmer than it is right now. Now at 6 a.m. it's going to be mostly cloudy and -5. Then it's going to get right to zero at noon, and it's going to be sunny, so those clouds are going to die down as the morning continues, and then at 6 p.m. it'll be mostly sunny and +2, and then at midnight partly cloudy and -4. Now taking a look at our 3-day forecast, we got 3 days just above zero. Tomorrow plenty of sunshine with a high of +4. Thursday is going to be a cloudier day with a high of +1, and then Friday will be partly sunny with a high of +1 as well. That is your first look at the weather. We'll be back with more news after the break.
The fourth year of the Back to Basics Kids Retreat is happening July 8th, where kids will get the opportunity to learn valuable life skills, well, as also joining the outdoors. Our Randy Cormish got the chance to speak with the founder of the retreat to learn more.
Today, I'm joined by Jenna Waltz, who is the founder of the Back to Basics Kids Retreat. And today we're just going to be talking about the retreat. So thank you so much for joining me today, Jenna. Would you be able to just start off by telling me a bit about the Kids Retreat and what it's all about?
It started after I had my first wellness event and realized that if I wanted to teach that to the adults, I might as well do something with my 4 children. So it's really focused around just letting the kids be kids, getting outside, getting their hands dirty, learn to do different things by doing them, and just like really trusting themselves. Like if something doesn't feel enjoyable to them, if they're not enjoying something, they don't want to do something, they can shift and go do a different activity.
Yeah. And where is the retreat located exactly?
It is at Becky Sherwood's farm, just west of Marwayne.
Oh, okay. And what are the dates of the retreat?
It is July 8th to 10th.
Okay, perfect. And then what would you say the importance of the retreat is to you and to the kids as well?
I think the importance for myself is to just be able to see. I have 4 kids of my own, so it's really powerful to just watch these kids get out and do things that they enjoy. To have the freedom outside to run wild, um, to do things that maybe they're not necessarily able to do at home, and just really teaching them some solid or like introductions to some life skills, things that we're actually going to use in our years as adults.
Yeah, exactly. And what exactly are the types of activities the kids would be doing?
So this year we've moved locations so that we can do a few more real life skills. So we're going to do things like oil changes on some old cars. We're going to do tire changes. We're going to have lots of animals. We're going to have some goats and some mini ponies there so the kids can learn some animal husbandry and some animal respect. And then we're going to also have things like 9D breath work and different grounding practices so the kids can learn how to handle big emotions and understand what these emotions might be. Some baking, foraging, and taking the things that we forage and turning them into something that we can actually use. And the kids all get to take that home. There's going to be some equine assisted learning, archery. The kids always love tie-dye, so we're going to do that again. I am a human design certified coach, so we always bring in a little bit of human design for the kids as well. And then also this year, we want to really, especially for the older kids, focus on some entrepreneurial mindset activities.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
then what exactly is the age group for the retreat?
Um, that's a very good question. We put 5 to 15 as the ages. A lot of times we have kids that are younger because they have siblings that are coming and their parents want to stick around and hang out because they're actually interested in all of the things as well. So we have some of the little kids, and then a lot of times the older kids, they can partake in all of the activities, but it's really cool to watch, like even the 10, 11, 12-year-olds to 15-year-olds really step into some leadership roles. And a lot of them are just natural at it. So we just kind of let that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what do you hope overall the kids take away from the retreat?
I hope that by the end of it, they are all completely exhausted and sleep lovely for their parents. But I hope that they take some of the new concepts that they learn home and share them with their parents and teach their parents that some of the so-called weeds that we see in our gardens or in our yards are actually very beneficial to us. And um, just some new skills, some new ideas that they can take home and share with their parents. Oftentimes, I'll get messages from the parents afterwards with things that they didn't realize that their kids came home and told them about. So,
Well, absolutely. And then, yeah, is there just anything else you wanted to add, just for anyone that might be interested in attending the treat or anything like that?
so it is just a day camp. So it runs from 9 till 4 each day. Um, if like that's something, the times are something that the parents are struggling with, just let us know because we're going to be around there. So if they need to stay a little bit longer, um, I'm happy to work with whatever the parents need to make it happen. Um, and it's yeah, I want the kids that come to be just wide open to learning new things. I want parents that send their kids to be okay with their kids getting dirty, getting their hands into things, um, just living their best lives. Um, yeah.
Yeah. And then just one more question. Where are people able to register their kids?
So I do have the link on my website, www.cultivatenow.ca, or they can track me down on Instagram. And my handle there is @_blacksheep_mama. And the link for it is also in my bio there.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, that was all the questions I had for you today, Jenna. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. And I look forward to hearing how the retreat goes.
Now here are your closing market numbers for today.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
The U13 Lloydminster Tier 1 Blazers are headed off to the U13A Provincials in Vegreville. Our Thomas Wildman has more.
It was a great season for the U13 Tier 1 Blazers, capping it off with the league championship.
We had a very good season, a good group of people, and it was just a fun season.
I think we've all played pretty good together, and the season's going really good.
It was also a great season for first-year head coach Tyler Mercer, who is happy with the work his team puts in on the ice.
I'm really proud of this group of boys. They've come together really well as a team this year. They've found a way to win a lot of hockey games, and we grow together as a team and individuals. And like I said, I hope we can put together a good run at Provincials and finish the year off strong.
And all of the Blazers are very excited to be heading to Provincials to spend more time together as friends.
Yeah, it's really exciting. We just got to keep playing good, and I think we'll do just fine.
My favorite part about it is probably being with all my friends and making relationships with this team.
U13A Provincials will be in Vegreville starting on March 20th and going to the 23rd. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, Local News.
Abby St. John is back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for our weekly edition of Pet Project.
I'm back at Border Paws Animal Shelter for our weekly edition of Pet Project, and today we have Zach. We're back in the cuddle room. We were here last week as well, but we have Zach today. He is very adorable, but he goes to the beat of his own drum, I think. He is definitely, he does his own thing, but he loves the birds, which is why we're perched up by the window. So tell me about his personality, his story, and what you think his best fit would be.
So little Zach here came to us at the kind of the middle of February. as an owner surrender. He's about 7 months old, so he's still a little kitty, still a baby. He is a little bit shy at first, a little bit reserved, but once he gets comfortable, he warms right up, and he's so affectionate. I was in here earlier, and he was just being a little snuggle butt.
Yes.
So I feel like he would do great in a home with kids. He likes other cats. He's been in here with these guys doing really well. Does not like dogs, so I wouldn't recommend him in a home with dogs. But he is chipped, he is vaccinated, and he is neutered, so he is all good to go and ready for his forever home.
Yes, he truly is sweet, but I could definitely tell a little bit of a shyness to him, so definitely, not approaching him super quickly or whatever, but it would take time. But he is super sweet. He does let you go up to pet him and cuddle with him, but it may just take a little bit of time. But yeah, he does love the other cats. They were in like a little cuddle puddle earlier, which was really cute. And oh yeah, that is sweet. So if your cat's looking for a best friend, I think Zach would be the perfect companion. Definitely. Now there are a few events that have happened that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to move on to the stuff that is coming up. So first, the raffle, the Lucky Paws raffle took place. You guys drew it yesterday.
Yes.
So how did that go? I know there were some great prizes up for grabs, and who were the lucky winners?
So our third prize, which was a $100 co-op gift card, was won by Christine Andrews. So congratulations. Second prize, which was a $150 Canadian Tire gift card and a scratch ticket bundle, was won by Brenda Cooper. Huge congrats to you, Brenda. Great job.
Yes.
And our grand prize winner of the 65-inch television and booze basket, Mr. Tim Dick. So congratulations, Tim. All the prizes are available to pick up Wednesday. Just bring a valid piece of ID down to the shelter and we'll get you your prizes.
That is wonderful. Sweet deal. Those prizes were fantastic. So it's great that you guys were able to get all those tickets.
Right.
The raffle, those raffles always go very well for you guys.
Right, and a huge shout out to Bev Lorenz for helping us get all these tickets sold. We sold every single one of them, so huge shout out to Bev, one of our biggest supporters. So thank you so much for your help.
Now, another event that took place was the Flora. You could get Flora and flowers. You could get flowers and seeds for starting in the springtime. So how did that go? Because that also ended. And it was a very exciting, we did talk about it, and it's a great way to kickstart spring. So how did it go?
So the 15th was the cutoff for ordering through Flora, which is, they're an amazing company, amazing flowers, all kinds of fruits, vegetables, things like that. And we had quite a good turnout for that. So again, thank you everybody who took the time to check it out and to purchase things for the benefit of the shelter. Like, we can't even express how truly grateful we are, especially to everyone who partners for us with these types of things. So thank you.
Yes, wonderful. And now moving on to the events that are coming up. We're going to start with the PetSmart week-long event. So tell me all we need to know about this week-long event. I know that these ones are really popular for you guys and really successful.
We have a pretty good adoption rate when we have these events, like definitely quite a bit higher than just a normal day. So every year we partner with PetSmart a couple of different times to have the week-long events, and they're always super successful. It's a good chance for people who might not normally come up to the industrial park where we're located. If you're at the pet store, you have a good chance of seeing a lot of these little guys that they're ready to get out of here. And like, we love them, but we want to see them go. We want to get them into their forever homes.
Yes, absolutely. And there is another event if you love music and kind of trivia as well. It's kind of a mashup of both. Fourth Meridian Brewing is having a Name That Tune event coming up in April. So what are the details for that event that people should know?
So April 12th from 7:30 to 8 p.m. we will be pairing with Fourth Meridian to do Name That Tune, which is super fun if you're a huge music lover like me and you really like the trivia. There's different categories. We are going to have prize available, some free pizza for the winner. So you can do it as an individual or as a team. Registration is free, but donations are, of course, encouraged, because all the money that gets donated is going to come right back here to these guys to help us with their medical costs, with feeding them, getting toys, things like that. So we really appreciate it. Anybody who wants to come down, it's a good chance just to get out and have some fun.
Yes, absolutely. And now another event that is coming up. It's kind of a Cross with A Beauty and the Beast. So tell us all about this fairy tale fundraiser for those who are interested.
So we are partnering up with Beauty and the Beast Tattoo to have a tattoo fundraiser later on in April. We are going to be posting more about that, how you can request a spot and what the prices will be. We are going to be posting that here right away, so keep an eye on our socials, and I'm pretty excited about that. I've gotten a few tattoos at some of the fundraisers we've done, and it's a really good time, and it raises a lot of money for the shelter, so we really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Those events do go well. You guys are at the Tattoo Expo every year, so it is nice to incorporate those kind of communities and those kind of interests as well, because it kind of brings together those, those who love tattoos and those who love pets, and then those
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, which is awesome. Now, finally, same questions every week. What are the donations that you're doing?
Donations. So yes, we're always in need of our Canadian naturals, lamb and brown rice, and the salmon sweet potato for our animals. Chicken-free cat food would be appreciated. We do have some with some allergies. We're in desperate need of poop bags, because you can imagine, dogs poop a lot. And so we're also in need of an industrial mop handle, some yellow mop heads, cleaning supplies, bleach, laundry soap, hand soap, sanitizer, those kinds of things. Garbage bags, the kitchen size garbage bags, and also the extra strong, extra large garbage bags, because we do go through a lot of those things. So be a good donation for the shelter for sure. We're always looking for those kinds of things.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, as always, for joining me. And Zach, he's a little bit shy, but I have no doubt that he would make the perfect companion to any household cat, or just a perfect addition to any family. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, found the birds.
Coming up after the break, staff from the U of R's Women's Center in Regina are having to reschedule their meeting after some disruptions. More after the break. The African Children's Choir will be performing at the Southridge Community Church in Lloyd coming up on April 16th. I talked to a former choir member to learn more. I'm joined here today with Jim Louzet, who is a former choir member of the African Children's Choir. So Jim, thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Awesome. So Jim, can you just talk to me about the African Children's Choir and what it is?
Yes, the African Children's Choir is one of the programs that are run by the big organization Music for Life. And Music for Life is a non-government organization that helps impoverished children coming from impoverished homes to give them a better life through sponsoring their education. And it started a little over 40 years ago by a gentleman called Ray Barnett, who was Irish Canadian. And unfortunately, he passed away last year, September, I think 2nd. But his legacy goes on through us who have been part of the program. But with that said, children under the African Children's Choir program do travel from the different African countries. Currently, we've been having choirs come from Uganda. And between the ages of 8 to 9 or 10-year-olds, they are selected, go through a training about 6 months, then they do a tour, which has been 6 months, but this current tour is children of the 52nd African Children's Choir doing a 3-month tour. But with all that, the goal is to raise funds through sponsorship for their education and also well-being, but also for the education of others who do not get the chance to travel and come out here, so that they're able to change their story through school, through acquiring the knowledge and skills necessary, needed for the job market or the employment purposes. They're able to acquire that and use that knowledge to get them good jobs and places of influence, so that they're able to change the story from of their homes, where they come from, their backgrounds, their communities, and make them a lot better than they are right now.
So you guys are going to be coming to Lloydminster. I believe it's April 16th. But Jim, why do you think it is so vital to have an organization like this in the world?
One, it makes a difference. For example, my story wasn't any different from these children that are currently on the road. And thanks, through the sponsorship by Music for Life, I was able to acquire an education, and I got, the necessary skills that got me jobs, which allowed me to take care of family back at home. And with that same story, we have our vision, our mission of helping Africa's most vulnerable children today so that they are able to help Africa tomorrow. And that's what we work towards, as a group, as a team, as a force. And we see that through testimonies like mine, so many others. We have 4 African chaplains that were part of the choir as well. And now they're coming back to give back, to volunteer with the choir, and also help these younger children to be the best versions of themselves. And I think that is very important.
And final question I have for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the choir that we might not have mentioned yet?
Yeah, definitely, for everybody coming in for the concert, please be ready to have a great time. The children have so much joy that is contagious in a good way. So you will enjoy the performance. We are performing the Just As I Am album, and it's comprised of different old hymns that have been once forgotten, but we are bringing them back because they do carry a profound message. And then we also have a few African pieces that everybody will enjoy, just to get the taste of our culture, the drums, the drum solo, and the African dance. But all in all, it's just to spread the love, spread the joy. It's all free. Nobody has to worry about paying for anything, but we do collect a love offering, which is entirely optional, and it helps, run the different organizations' programs. But in case anybody wants to know more about Music for Life, the organization, and its different programs, please visit us at our website at africanchildrenschoir.com.
Perfect. Well, I'm sure that's going to be a great performance. Once again, that's April 16th here in Lloydminster. Jim, thank you for doing this today.
Thank you so much. May God bless you.
Coming up after the break, we'll take another look at the weather.
Welcome back. Let's take a second look at your evening weather. Right now in Lloydminster, it's -3 with that wind blowing at 24 kilometers an hour, making it feel closer to -9, but it's still pretty nice above -10, and it is going to be above 0 tomorrow. So today is the last of the chillier days, and even it's not super chilly today. The sun is out, and we're getting closer to spring, which means those days are getting longer. -1 in Athabasca, -2 in Cold Lake. Whitecourt and Edmonton, as well as Jasper, are all at +3. Edson and Rocky Mountain House +2, and Red Deer +1. So already above 0 in a good portion of central Alberta. -3 in Meadow Lake, Prince Albert -4, Melfort -6, Saskatoon -4, and North Battleford -1. Moving up north, still a little bit cooler in Uranium City at -14, Stony Rapids -13, Wollaston Lake -11, South End Reindeer -9, Flin Flon -8, in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows -7. -10 in Fort Chipewyan, -6 in High Level, -4 in Fort McMurray. Then it warms up when we get to Peace River, it's 0. And then Grand Prairie and Slave Lake are at +2. Now moving down south, in Coronation it's -2, Calgary +2, Banff +1, Lethbridge 0, and Medicine Hat -1. In southern Saskatchewan it is -2 in Kindersley and Swift Current, Moose Jaw -4, Yorkton, Regina, and Estevan are all at -3. So some nice days overall, just a little bit cooler up in northern Saskatchewan and Alberta. Tonight in Lloydminster it's going to drop down to -5. mostly cloudy, and that wind is going to be blowing at 19 kilometers an hour. So it's going to be a very similar night to what the temperature is today. Just add in a few clouds. The wind is going to die down and the temperature is going to decrease by a couple of degrees. But other than that, it's going to stay pretty much the same as what it is right now. Not a crazy night out in Lloydminster. Now, taking a look at your travel forecast, in Meadow Lake, it's going to be -8 tonight. Bonnyville and Paradise Hill -9, Provost -7, and Isle Cross -13, all becoming clear to partly cloudy skies. Very similar throughout the region. And in Murnum, it's going to be -8, as well as in Unity and Wainwright. Pierceland -10 and Calgary -7, all mainly clear to partly cloudy nights in that region as well. Now, taking a look at the 7-day forecast, you can see every day is going to be above zero, at least in the highs, though those low temperatures are still going to be below zero. But we are getting into spring. Wednesday, tomorrow, plenty of sunshine with a high of +4. Thursday, a bit cloudier with that high at +1. And then Friday, partly sunny with the high of +1 as well. Then it's going to warm up on Saturday to +3 with some clouds and sun. Then Sunday, it'll be 6 and turning cloudy. Monday, +5 with low clouds. And then next Tuesday, +7. So we do got some nice days ahead. We got a good week, and spring is going to be officially here, and those days are officially going to be longer than the nights are.
I know it'll be interesting because here at the station, we were a couple weeks ago, we were like, spring is here, but then something happened, and then now it's looking like it's going to get warm, so we'll see what happens.
We jumped the gun. Fingers crossed that this is it for real this time.
That is all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.